this shoe, which is extremely disappointing for a shoe that cost $320. So the SC Trainer 2 is a neutral road running shoe, obviously from New Balance, and it's in the Super Trainer category. So in that category, all the prices are super high, and this one is no exception. $320 in Australia, $180 in the US. Weight wise, so noticeably lighter than the first version. This one is 9.7 ounces or 275 grams in a men's size 9. Now scores wise, in my opinion, this shoe is far too expensive. There is not enough value in it for me. 5 out of 10. In the weight, pretty happy that it did lose a little bit of weight from the V1. It doesn't feel heavy on the foot. 7 out of 10. Right, so in the upper here, we've got an engineered mesh, so more traditional looking than the V1. And overall, I think it's a great improvement from the V1. So it is quite breathable. It's doing a great job here. Now it's starting to get warmer here. So nice and breathable through the toe box. The tongue is really nice and breathable. So there's not too much padding on the tongue. The tongue is gusseted. There's no laces pressure though coming through, so that's a great thing. There's a moderate amount of padding, as you can see there, around the heel collar, but I think that's just what you want in a Super Trainer. You don't want it at plush. You want it a little bit slimmed down if you can. The heel counter is not too bad, so there is a little bit of structure there, but it's not too solid. But again, heel counter, they've nailed that one. If I didn't mention it before, tongue is fully gusseted. It doesn't move around. It's a pretty standard laces system, so straight up and down here in the laces. The laces themselves are quite long and quite thick, but I've actually put them to good use. I've been using the runner's knot, so that's really assisted me with nailing the lockdown in this shoe. It's a really comfortable upper, and the fit for me is true to size. But be warned, it is a little bit roomy, especially in the toe box, and a little bit long, so some people may benefit from coming a half size down. The build quality here from New Balance is pretty good, so no complaints there. Overall, I'm happy with this upper, 8.5 out of 10. Alright, so in the midsole here, we have got a new formulation of their Super Foam, their fuel cell. And for me, this version of the fuel cell is the softest of them all. So within that fuel cell, they have got a full-length carbon plate. And they're also using that with their Energy Arc technology, which is their bowed carbon plate, and also the geometry here of the shoe. So the rocker of this shoe is really, really nice. So how is the ride of this new formulation of the fuel cell? So it's far less dense and it is soft. So it is super duper soft. So it is the softest midsole on the market in my opinion. So if you watch my first impression review, I absolutely love this midsole. It was the best formulation I thought that New Balance had in any of their training shoes. So that was fine up until about 100 kilometers, and then all of a sudden it just went dead. So now it's just soft. So it's lost any type of responsiveness. It's lost its spring. It's lost its energetic ride. There's no bounce in it. Now it just feels soft and squishy with no rebound. So that is incredibly disappointing, especially when you're going to pay $320 or $180 for a Super Trainer of a shoe. So you want these Super Trainers to be durable. I'm not sure if it's the hotter month, but the durability on this one is disappointing. But it's not all doom and gloom for the midsole. So at an easy pace and a recovery run, and this rocket shape still delivers a nice, soft, cushy ride for that really slow stuff. However, it's really limited to that for me now, and I can't utilize it for anything else, and I don't want to pick it up for anything else. 7 out of 10. Right, in the outsole here, we've got rubber coverage on the high wear areas, so you can just see it's got a bit of a horseshoe shape, and there's this huge crevice of that exposed carbon plate there. So we've got our rubber that's going around the top of the shoe, and also in the high wear areas of the back there. Now this rubber is really soft and it's wearing out really quickly as well, so just like the midsole, it's actually totally smooth up here at the top, and I'm already worn through the side here and it's going into the midsole already. But it's a super grippy outsole, no grip issues whatsoever, except the durability is just very questionable. So it's wearing out just a little bit too quickly for me. 7 out of 10. So best use for this one, now that I've fully tested this shoe out, is just easy days and recovery days. So I think it's far too soft and squishy now for a long run, which I initially thought this was the king of. I don't think it's suitable for that now. Now you need to work too hard to get this thing going. Definitely not suitable for anything fast. Right, similar shoes out there. So it's in the Super Trainer category. So there is the Saucony Kinvara Pro that also just released not long ago. We've also got the Asics Super Blast. So these are not similar shoes, but these are other options. And also a shoe that is similar, that is the same price, which is a super shoe and not a super trainer, is the New Balance SC Elite 3. Right, in summary, after my first impressions, this shoe was looking to get the best score of the year. However, I'm glad I ran in it just a little bit longer and finally got to experience the quick death of the shoe. So yeah, I've never been so in love with the shoe than so out of love with the shoe within a week. But saying that, it's still not a bad shoe. So if you like a soft, squishy ride, good for easy days, then it's going to be fine. However, you're not going to pay a super shoe price for a shoe like that, that's for sure. I think New Balance should have just kept the midsole foam, the compound, out of the V1, and just so you could get a little bit more durability out of this shoe. It's definitely not a buy for me. If I like the ride and the geometry of this shoe, just go out and buy the SC Elite 3. It's going to last longer. It's the same price, and it's actually a race day super shoe. And that leads me on to the question I've got for you guys. What do you guys look for in a super trainer? So what would the ideal super trainer be for you? Does it need to be durable? Does it need to have super foam? Does it need to have a carbon plate? Chuck it in the comments below what you would like in your super trainer, and I think everyone would agree that it needs to be a little bit more durable, especially more durable than a race day super shoe. Anyway guys, that's it from me. Don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.